Hello and welcome to today's Up to Thrive Manage Your Mind Mindful Moment.
Welcome to Up to Thrive, your go-to podcast for women's wellness in midlife, designed to educate, support, and inspire you to live your very best life. And now your host, Dr. Karina Sims.
I recently had a really interesting experience. For each of my podcast episodes, I send out a little email to give an idea of what the episode is about, and I leave a link for anyone who wants to have a listen. Now, I love data, and the software that I have that allows me to manage my email list and my midlife reset program keeps all these little bits of data, which is really fun to look at. One of these bits of data is how many people open my emails, and how many people click on the links that are in the email, and then how many people unsubscribe through that email. So after my last mindful moment, the one about having someone to love, something to do, and something to look forward to, I noticed that a few people unsubscribed from the email list. This has never happened before. I've only really ever had people unsubscribe after marketing emails during those times when I send out a few more emails during the week leading up to enrollments for the Midlife Reset program, and I totally get that. It's not for them, they're not interested, they aren't buying what I'm selling, they aren't my people, whatever. It's okay, totally fine. But having for the first time a few people at once unsubscribe after a particular podcast episode, it really made me take a step back. I was so curious and a bit perplexed. I even checked the link to make sure it wasn't going to some offensive website or something, but it wasn't. So then I went over the podcast in my mind, just having a think if there was something I could have said that was offensive or triggering. And then I stopped. I went for a walk and I let it go. It is what it is. Some people just don't like peaches, and that's okay. This is the analogy that my good friend Brooke Castillo, she's not really my good friend. I just feel like she's my good friend because I've been listening to her podcast for so many years, and maybe one day we'll meet. But this is the analogy that Brooke uses, and I love it. It really resonates with me. She says, you could be the juiciest, plumpest, tastiest peach on the tree, and some people still just don't like peaches. In my time, I have done a fair bit of work around other people's opinions. And for many years, I bent and molded myself to fit what I thought was an acceptable mold of what others thought that I should be. And I know I'm not alone. I think too many of us are still caring way too much about what other people think. And I think too many people are wearing themselves out trying to do and say and be the right thing. How incredibly exhausting. I spent many years myself thinking I had some control over what other people thought about me. But here is the truth. We have no control over what other people think. We think we do, but we absolutely do not. They get to think whatever they want to think. Let me tell you a little secret. We all have our own little rule books about how the rest of the world should behave. If he loved me, he would do X. If she was a good friend, she would do Y. Sometimes our rule books align, but you've probably noticed, often they do not. Take co-parenting, for example. Do you know even one couple who found it easy to agree on how to parent a child? I believe my husband should take out the bin, gush over me with compliments every day, and rub my feet with tingly peppermint foot cream every night. But no, I don't get any of that. And I'm sure that my husband has his own probably somewhat sordid list of what a wife should do too. We all have our personal history and experiences that have built our beliefs and our views and how we see the world. How could we possibly know what is going on in other people's brains enough to do and say the things that will absolutely manipulate their opinion of us in a positive way? We may get it right from time to time, But even some of those times when we do get it right, we could be getting it right for reasons we're not even aware of. Maybe you think being agreeable and saying the right things is the reason she likes you, when in reality, it's the shoes that you wear that make her trust you because those are the same shoes her mother used to wear. Do you see what I'm getting at? Who really knows? And why would you waste your energy? One of the most important skills that I ever learned was to self-validate. Do I think I'm a good person? Yes. Do I think I'm doing the right thing? Yes. Do I like what I'm doing? Yes. Do I like me? Yes. Do I absolutely love creating these podcasts, sharing information that I've learned that is important and entertaining to me? Yes. Am I having an absolute ball doing what I'm doing? Absolutely yes. So then why would I spend even a second feeling rejected or questioning whether I'm doing it right? This is me. This is what I have to offer. Some people will find the value in it and some will not. Some people just don't like peaches, and that's okay. The bottom line is that other people's opinions are really none of our business. And why would we want to try and make it our business anyway? I don't know about you, but I got enough work to do managing my own mind. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this Manage Your Mind mindful moment. And if you have, and you can think of someone else who might enjoy it, please pass it on. And don't forget to rate and review the podcast to make it more visible to those who might get something out of it too. Have a great week, everyone. And until then, I hope you opt to thrive.
The Opt to Thrive podcast is designed for information purposes only and is not engaged in the giving of medical advice. The information provided on the podcast should not be used for diagnosing or treating a health problem or disease. In no way should the information provided by Opt to Thrive be considered medical advice, and at all times the advice of a medical professional should supersede recommendations from Opt to Thrive. If you have or suspect you may have a health problem, you should consult your healthcare provider. The views expressed in this podcast are purely that of Dr. Sims and do not in any way reflect those of the institutions she contracts with medical services to.
Thank you for listening to Opt to Thrive. If you've enjoyed listening, please rate and share the podcast. You can visit our website at opttothrive.com and leave a comment for any subjects you would like to hear more about.